Hey spooky peeps, it's G here. Back with another spooky look for you for Hallozween magazine 2022. Today we're going to do a traditional jack-o'-lantern, which is going to be awesome. It's going to involve a lot of body paint and, well, a lot of body paint, but really only two colors. We're going to use orange and black. Now, as you can see, I've started with blocking out my brows, so they're nice and dry and there's no loose little hairs, so that's awesome. I'm gonna take my black liner and I'm just gonna draw out the line, where I want the eyes to be black and the mouth area. The brows and all the other pumpkin lines, we'll put that in after we've done the orange body paint, just because if you do the black and then try and put the orange in there, it's gonna be messy. So easy peasy, just do a whole orange base and then wait for it to dry and powder it, and then we will put the black lines in for all the detail. As you can see, I'm wearing my best flanny. Super scary. I've also painted my nails to look a bit scary as well. Well, not really, but it's like a black moony kind of color. Anyways, so we're just going to start with drawing the eyes. So I'm just going to get a rough shape of what I want. My mirror is over here, so if I look that way, it's because the mirror is there. I also got my little pocket one just in case I need to really look at something closely. I just want to apologize if there's any background noise as well. I've got the puppies are here behind me on the ground. I don't know if you can see them. Oh, you can see one over there. They might be noisy. So I apologize for any kind of squeaky toy noise or growling or barking or anything. But anyway, let's get right into it. So for this eye, I want it to look quite menacing, so I'm just lightly going to start over here. I'm just going to draw over my brow as well, over my, brow. Just like that. And this doesn't have to be too neat. This is just to get a nice little outline. It's kind of going to be like a Spider-Man kind of mask look. And I'm just going to come down here, just like that. And then just under the eye, lightly. Lovely. And then of course we'll have like a little bit of a menacing brow that goes something like that. Yep. Now I'm gonna make this a tiny bit sharper. So that, and now we'll do this with the other side as well. Not as even as I would like them to be, but that's okay. We can fix that up. I think this one goes a bit deeper. Just like that. Beautiful. That's that one. And now we're going to just line out the mouth area. I'm just going to move you guys a bit closer. Hello. Lovely. I apologize if I knock this. Like I said last time, my desk space is a tiny bit limited. And I'm just gonna kind of start just by drawing a big old smile. And then just like that. This is just going to be a nice little line for me to work around. And then I'm just going to do the top one just over. Just like that. And of course you can play around with the mouth as well, because jack-o'-lanterns have a lot of different expressions. I'm just going to go with the traditional jagged teeth look. And I'm just using that line as a guide. And then this one, just gonna be further out like that. Gonna come down. And down. And these ones here, they're just a bit boxy right now, but I reckon when we put paint on, beautiful. Okay, there is our outline done. Bye-bye. Now we're gonna jump into this orange, and I'm just gonna take my kabuki and apply it that way. Got my spray bottle, bit of water in there. And work that nicely in. Oh, nice. Lovely, lovely. Just need a tiny bit more. You don't want it to be too wet. Like, as you guys can see, there is a bit of moisture there, but just enough to load up your kabuki. Yeah, anyway, so we're just gonna get straight in there. And yes, we're painting the ears, so make sure you really get in there. We don't want to be human anymore. We want to make sure we get rid of all traces of human. I really get in there. And a kabuki brush is like really soft, so it doesn't hurt to really try and get into those nooks and crannies of your ear. Yeah. It's fun to wash out. And try and get your ear clean. Now don't worry too much about the lines and everything. They're just a guide for when we go in with the black. When we go in with the black paint. So you can just roughly get in there, just like that. Even if you paint a little bit into it, that's okay. They are your guide, and we'll perfect it and make it look a bit nicer at the end. I didn't draw a guide for my pumpkin nose because, well, it's easy just to chuck that on. They always end up looking different every time I do this. Get in the nose there a little bit. And now we're gonna go up into here. And I'm just gonna paint, I'm just using the kabuki to really get into my hairline as well. Because I got my little bold spots here. Oh, my hair is so full of powder from my brows. Now with the kabuki, when you go over the brows, you just want to make sure you've got a lot of color in there, because you just want to kind of like dab it into there, because we don't want to get rid of the glue, because it's just normal. I got my Yoo-hoo stick, so normal like school glue that we use to glue the brows down, so you just don't want to put too much moisture in there. Later on we'll go back with a smaller brush and here's my little bold spots with a smaller brush, and just fill in any kind of white bits that's there. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little smaller brush with the orange as well. Not that one. Maybe a bit smaller. Just to get really into those little crevices of my brows. Because I have quite bushy brows. So I really got to get in there. And I'm just going to pack the color on. So I've put a whole... Go away, little hair. So I've put a whole lot of orange into my tiny little brush here. I'm just going to pack it on. Just like that. There we go. So it's mostly just paint going on there. Not too much water. There we go. Now, it probably will require a few layers. But as you can see, my brow is starting to disappear, which is what we want, because we're going to draw a new brow. And pack a bit of color on there. I'm not really like painting it, I'm just packing it on. But of course, you can do any kind of facial expression for your jack-o'-lantern. So if you want to have your brows in there, you'll just do the eyes in a different shape. And then you can use your own brows. So that's always fun. So I'm just going to take my kabuki again. I'm just going to deepen the color here on my forehead as well. Just a few layers, just so it doesn't look so transparent. So it really looks like my skin is orange. Nice, nice. Beautiful. Just gonna go under here again. And I'm just kind of using the kabuki and just dabbing the color in, because I don't want to leave any streak marks or anything. And make sure you really load it up, because sometimes if the paint has already dried, it'll pick it back up, and we don't want that. So there I am, beautifully orange, lovely, lovely. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my black and I'm not quite. I think we'll just do just the face, and the rest of me will be black. I think will be the black color. So I'm just gonna wait for this to get dry. So I'm just using my kabuki brush again, and I'm just gonna make a really sharp line here. Whoa. Sorry. Really sharp line load that up nicely. And I'm just going to look in my mirror over here. Just all water-based paint, so if it gets in your hair or anywhere you don't want it to be, it washes off quite easily. There we go. Lovely. I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. I'm just going to do this part here. Just do this while my face gets dry before we do any other of the other lines. Just gonna go, and I go as far down as I possibly can with the color, because then the, you know, as you move, your clothes move. So there we go. Just looking in my mirror over here. Yes. We'll use a smaller brush just to perfect this. Don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to follow my jaw line, but fix that right up. I think that is lovely. Beautiful. And we're just going to wait for that to get dry, and then try not to move my neck, and then I'll fix up these lines as well. Okay, let's do our eyes. I've just done my eyeliner off camera because I know some people get a bit squeamish when you have something that close to your eye. So let's do these lines, shall we? Just gonna do this. Bring my tiny little mirror, and now it's time to concentrate. And I've got a lot of color packed in there, so that's going nicely over my brows. Now, you don't have to paint too close to the eyes. If you only have black paint, then use that. But a bit of black eyeshadow, just to cover the top of your lid when you get closer to the eye, would work amazingly too, because we have a lot of oils on our eyelids, and putting paint there will just make it transfer and bleed, like the paint itself would transfer, and then your eyes won't stay nice and pigmented. It's me trying not to stuff up this line. Bear with me. See? Transfer. But that is okay. My eyes are quite hooded, so I have to sorry, what was I saying? Oh, my eyes are hooded, so hooded eye problems. Beautiful. I'm going to leave that to dry, go to the other eye, and then closer to my eye, I'm going to use my cream palette and do that and powder it and set it, and then it won't move. Got a lot of color in there, so I can pack it in nicely. Coming together nicely. Okay, we're just gonna wait for the eyes to get dry, so I'm just gonna move on to the mouth, and I'm just gonna follow all the little lines I made before. And just you can put paint over your lips if you want to. I'm going to put the cream over my lips so it kind of acts as a lipstick. I'm using like a, I think you guys can see that. You can see that like a rectangle brush, just so I can make those triangles nice and sharp. An angled brush will do the trick as well. This one's just easier for me because as soon as I make a straight line, I already have a line, a straight line to make the triangle. Sorry, it's one of them barking. Sorry guys, bear with me. Sorry, I'm back. Just gonna do the bottom here. Okay, now that that's all done, I'm just gonna, don't know if I want eyebrows yet or not. I'm gonna do the pumpkin lines. I'm gonna do my nose first, and then I'm gonna do the lines with my trusty ruler that I've put here somewhere. And then we'll see if we want eyebrows or not. I'm gonna try and look at you guys while I do this. I'm gonna do that. Bit lopsided, but that's okay. Put a little dip there and we'll get the guy done. And there's our nose. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take my cream, like I said before. I'm just going to get right up against my eyes there. Just get a nice little, kind of like a flat brush. I'm just going to load that up nicely. Again with my trusty mirror here, I'm just going to get right in there. This is quite pigmented as well, so get some on there. Just going to paint over my lashes so I can really get all those nooks and crannies. I'm just gonna get on my, not on my waterline, but right under it, under my lashes. And there we are. And do the same with the other eye. You're right. Do you want to be on camera as well? Ah, don't knock me, would ya? Are you happy? Can you stop? Okay, that looks great. Now it's all like that, and I'm just gonna take some powder and a tiny fluffy brush. Just to set all of that. Just gonna get my mirror again. set everything under the eyeball there nicely. And if you're doing this and you don't want to get too close to the eyes, then you can just leave it like I had it before. Because I know a lot of people are quite sensitive when it comes to stuff around their eyes. This is just going to take away that shine and also set the color in so it doesn't move. Just going to put a bit more. There we go. Lovely, lovely. And then I'm just going to take a clean big brush. I'm just going to get rid of some of the powder. Just be very gentle because we don't want any transfer into the orange. But if you do get transfer into the orange, I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush. I'm going to use this angled brush here to fix up and make the lines a bit sharper with the orange. Want to load it up nicely. Don't want it to be too wet. Load your brush up. Lovely. And now I'm just going to fix up here. It's a bit too wet. That's better. Now, the reason why we do the black last is because sometimes they can be like, you can't cover the black with the color. You'd have to do a few layers, so that's why I do the black last. Easier to cover small spots rather than big spots. Okay, so I fixed up all the lines, so everything is nice and sharp now, which is lovely. Now we're gonna do the lines. And I'm going to use my angled brush to do that. Actually, no, I'm gonna use the, yeah. Okay, let's jump straight into it. Got my trusty mirror here. And I'm gonna use my big mirror, so I'm just gonna move you guys over here. I'm just gonna find the middle. Actually, no, I'm gonna start from here. Before there, go down, down, down. Don't know if I want to put one in the middle. And one right here. Right there. Beautiful. It's about the same width. All of them. Now comes the fun part. We're just going to go straight down. So I'm just going to lightly go down. and then we'll amplify the lines. I think they bark because they hate me. Every time I press record, they start barking. Okay, now I don't want the lines to be perfect. I'm just gonna kind of make them a bit textured. Just gonna take that right up into my hairline. There we go. They're straight, but they're not neat. You can make them neat, of course, if you like. I'm just going with a bit more of a textured kind of look. Here we go. One's done. Beautiful. I don't know if I want brows. I don't want brows, so I'm not gonna do them. Okay, there is our lines in. Got my trusty little hat here. This is my Luffy hat from One Piece that I made for a cosplay for my husband. Anyway, so now this is my costume bit. I'm gonna take all my rings off, and then we're just gonna paint my hands black. Actually, no, I'll paint them orange. Yeah, that'd be nice. We'll see. So I'm just gonna take all my rings off. And you always do your hands last, just in case you need to touch something. So always paint your hands last. I'm also gonna get some straw just out of my craft cupboard behind me, and I'm just gonna like jam it in my hair and whatnot so it looks a bit more spooky. Okay, now you can put your hair in a ponytail or a bun or shave your head, doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. I've just put a beanie on just because it's a bit more scary. Anyway, and that is it, guys. That is the look. I hope it's easy enough to follow. If you have any questions or anything, just pop it down in the comments section. If there's anything else you would like to see me paint, please do that as well. Thank you, Hallozween, for having me again this year, and stay tuned for 2 more looks to come. 2, not 4. 2 more looks to come, and yeah, stay spooky, my peeps. Mwah.